Alright, in this video what we are gonna do is to completely migrate our project off of FlutterFlow to a maintainable, human-readable, and also, more importantly, Claude-readable source code. A lot of people are thinking about that because AI has just become too good to ignore right now, and I remember starting using FlutterFlow and being like, wow, look at this, do you know what this means? This is really fast to build on. And now it's really slow to build on. So we are switching back to Flutter plus AI, and the switch is actually pretty easy. We need a few resources. One is the generated code. So if you have FlutterFlow's subscription, you can just download the code over here. I'm just gonna make FlutterFlow dark mode. And we need another resource, the screenshots. We have two ways. One is to actually run our projects on a device and take screenshots from every single page. That's a good approach, but takes a bit of time. We want to do it fast. So what I'm going to do is click on this one and use FlutterFlow's screenshots feature. And this project actually has a benefit that it's using a combination of API calls and Firebase. So we don't have to do backend migration. Backend migration is a different thing. So we have to get to that on another video, honestly. So we enter screenshot mode and let me see all the pages. Here is kind of useless because we are using a custom widget, but others are pretty accurate. And I'm just going to delete the not used pages from here. Okay, screenshot mode and generate selected screenshots. And now I'm going to create a new project and initialize our beloved Claude code. And open project, IdeaSparks migration, open. I only use cursor because of the autocomplete feature, not the agents. We'll open up terminal, run Claude. Alright, so we have to tell Claude what it should build and what architecture we want. I personally prefer feature-based architecture, so we'll see together how it looks. We can start prompting Claude. The prompt is actually really important on how usable the generated code will be. Let's see if the transcription works. I'm going to give you the Flutter generated code from FlutterFlow. You have to rebuild the project based on the generated code and understand the UI based on the screenshots I give you. I want you to use feature-based architecture and put data-related stuff like Firestore queries and API calls to a repository, separate repositories. So later on we can use different solutions for repositories. You have to create a plan and break it by phases. Each phase has a list of steps. At the end of each step, the app must be testable. You have to test it, create a test plan, and you need to update the plan after each step and mark them as done. And also we need an MD file that talks about the project architecture for the next agents. This sounds good. We have the screenshots ready. Unzip it. We're going to pass the source code and the screenshots to Claude. I'm going to tell it to create the plan first. We have to go through the plan and then let it build. But we need the bypass permission just because I don't want to press enters. And it's a front-end thing, so it's no big deal. Okay, we just wait. Let it burn a few tokens and we'll be back.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Alright, it burned through a lot of tokens, but we have a good architecture and plan. Let's go through each of them together and approve or disapprove. So on architecture, we have the app description. Okay, it understands the app, which is great. We use Flutter. State management will use RiverPod. I like RiverPod. And navigation go router for sure. HTTP, auth provider, payments, local storage, markdown, images. This all sounds really well. Okay, project layout, feature-based. This is important. So we have the app at the top. Then we have router, theme, which are not that important. Core, constants, environment, error, network, utils. This is great. Okay, let's go down. I like it. Architecture seems fine. Let's see the plan. Let's switch to preview. And the overview is Bootstrap Foundation profile, QA paywall. It got paywall wrong. Like our paywall system is different. How can I tell it? We'll have to edit it. Bootstrap and Foundation, this sounds good. Authentication sounds good. App shell, this one also sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna tell it to change it. So check the Firebase folder for Cloud Function code to understand the system, and make sure that you take inspiration from implementations on the generated code because they work. Okay, I can see over here we have an issue. The AI thinks that I'm doing email verification while we don't. We just let the user to create an account or just use Google. So that feature should be completely removed. So a state management for RiverPod is okay. We don't have any email verification system, just login. We don't have an onboarding for now, don't implement it. We are not using RevenueCat, we are using a Stripe, as I said. Yes, it does accept the JWT token. And yes, we do want to separate dev and prod. And yes, use the Firebase project, use the existing JSON tokens. I'm not sure if I said that right, but it will get it. And yes, you should do git and commits after each phase. Alright, this sounds good enough. Let me do another quick scheme to see if something is wrong. I found something that Claude completely missed. It missed our minigames in the app. So I'm just going to tell Claude about it. So minigames are something that I put for the time the screen is loading so people can game while AI agent does the work. That's the future. It's really tempting to just give it a go and be back at the crappy source code. What else? Make sure to update the phases and plans if anything changes. Understand what's going on Cloud Functions too. So our plan is accurate. Okay, I'll be back.
11 minutes later.
Alright, it now kind of understands what's happening. But again, I think it's missing something about our Stripe implementation and how it's actually working. I'm going to tell Claude to check our Firebase Cloud Functions to understand how our Stripe subscription system works. The minigames are rendered in a web view. I told you to use those. And a lot of the custom input fields are not used, only rebuild those that are used. So I think this is our last prompt, a big one. And to save some token and context, I'm going to do a clear command. That one will take a few minutes. Like even the planning phase took a long time with this.
A few minutes later.
Okay, this is finally finished. I like the plan. I like the phases. We'll do, let me see how the context looks over here. The context never should be more than 50% because it will get down, really down. Okay, we'll say implement. And I'm going to eat my lunch, get back, and hopefully we have a running version.
Many minutes later.
Okay, good news. After like 30 minutes, which was really long, we have our project. Phase 0 is finished. We can run it real quick, see what happens. Let me spin up a simulator over here and run it. Do a clear command over here. We want to free up the context window. And after the build is finished, and we are kind of sure we are not building to complete darkness, I'll tell Claude to finish all the steps. Lots of getting back today, but yeah. Okay, we can see the app actually builds. Sign in is not implemented, and it says it over here too. No problem. I'll tell Claude to continue through all phases. Okay, I think that's it. You'll probably need a max subscription for this, but the actual result is really great. And there's not that much that need to be finished. At the end, we just have to open up the migrated project and the actual project side by side and do a human review. Always keep human in the loop. Yeah, that's the motto for AI assisted coding for now. But the generated code is very maintainable. It's too soon to actually judge it, but yeah, it's feature based. We have a core and everything is separated. It has almost one-shotted this project. There are some style differences, like it's not exactly the same as our FlutterFlow app. For small and early projects, this could be a non-issue and even an upgrade, but for established projects, a human should go through styling and make sure everything is exactly the same. In general, this project was pretty simple. Like the front end of the project was really simple. Nothing crazy was going on. But if you had a project that had like 3 levels of access, had 100 different pages, you can't really let AI do all of it for you. One good way is to tell AI to migrate a small portion of a bigger project. Then start another session with the AI and be like, hey, I have migrated this portion of the project and this one works good. Migrate other parts of the project just like you did before. Because with AI, giving it example works so much better than giving it 1,000 instructions. So yeah, let me know if you want to see tips for migrating bigger projects. I'll do another video where we talk about tips and tricks on migration and when to migrate, how to migrate, migrating front end, migrating back end, 2 different worlds. I hope you like these more chill and anti-ADHD slop videos. Thank you so much for watching the video to the end. I hope I see you in the next one.